What's up, guys? It's Logo back with Flex Appeal, episode 40. Today was my push day, second of the week 7. It was pretty good. I feel like I'm getting leaner, like I'm losing a good amount of fat. But as far as my scale weight, it's not changing that much. I think yesterday I was like 313, which is 21 and a half pounds down from where I started. So I'm like pretty exponentially dropping, but it feels like it feels like my calories, like I have to drop my calories so low. Um and I've only lost like 20 pounds. And it's been almost 2 months. But my calories now are like 2000 ish, around 2000 calories. And I upped the cardio this week. I don't remember if I talked about it, but I'm doing 7 minutes and 30 on push and pull, and then 10 minutes on my off day. For both rotations of push pull legs. So I'm doing 20, 15, 30, 50. I think I'm doing like 50 minutes of cardio across the week. Stairmaster for all of them, and then 1 minute, 1 mile, 6 incline at 2 6 speed. So I'm like doing a good amount, but I feel like it's definitely working because I'm feeling leaner, like through the parts of my body that kind of hold a lot of fat, which is like my stomach, and I can like visually see I'm leaner, like losing a good amount of fat, but I'm not. The scale weight isn't showing it for whatever reason, but honestly, as long as performance is trending in the right direction, then I think all is well. I added these back in from last week. I was experimenting with something that I saw on TikTok, which was the incline clavicular upper chest, or upper chest clavicular flies, or whatever the fuck they want to call them, with like the cuff and then you go straight forward. I didn't like it. I think I needed to like seatbelt it, but there's been this whole thing on TikTok about clavicular, like your upper chest here, activation. You have to be neutral grip, close to your body, and then like more of like a front raise, because the clavicular head is most active when dealing with anterior delt activation, and they kind of work in tandem. So whenever you're going to be getting more upper chest, you're also going to be by default getting more anterior delt work. Um, so I tried it, but I don't really like it. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't do it right. Um, Especially bilateral kind of felt weird. Maybe I could have just done it single. But I also think like I kind of need to align it better because we don't have like a free motion machine, which is like it has like these arms that you could bring in and out like this, and you could get them very close to where you're not like your arms are not like this, or like when you see my flies, it's like spaying, swaying, spaying. They're like going out, like my hands are going out because the cables are too far, so it's like pulling me out in a really really weird way. Um, which kind of sucks because the free motion machines are really good for that. They like help you to stay close, so you don't have to be like a weird angle when you're doing stuff. Um, but yeah, I brought those back in because I like it. I also brought in high incline Smith press because the hammer strength one was like weirdly at the bottom, like it made my shoulders feel weird, and I did not like it, and it kind of made them hurt. Um, and I was having like with the incline high incline Smith press. The only reason I took it out was because I was having like my wrist was like getting too far like back, and it was kind of hurting. But the solution was I just have to like put my I with Smith machine I tend to do the death grip, which is like you put your thumb behind the bar because I feel like it just feels better for muscle activation. And with Smith you can like put the safeties up really high to where if you fail, there's only like a slight drop. But for some reason on like the incline, it feels really bad on my wrist. So the solution was just to like put my thumb around the bar and just grip it, like grip that fucking thing really hard, and that pretty much solved it. Like I didn't have wrist pain. This is something that I was dealing with as well. Last time I was doing, like way back before, when I was doing my last Fat to Fit series, which I was having this problem, and I looked at it, and it's because my wrist was like really, really badly bent. And I think the easiest way that I could have solved it then with these like shoulder machines, because they're vertical. But the thing about being completely vertical is that the anterior delt loses leverage at 90 degrees. So a lot of these like shoulder press machines are very poorly made because they're extremely vertical, and you kind of have to like scoot your ass forward to get like more of a high incline, like I like to do with my shoulder presses. um and I think that's probably what I could have done, because then it puts your like forearm to wrist stack in a better position, and it makes it feel a lot better. um and that's the reason why I do all my shoulder presses, what would be considered a high incline, because it just feels better on my shoulders. Anytime I've ever done like a completely vertical press, aside from like a standing overhead press, even then you're like leaning back to get it in, so that you don't fucking like absolutely clobber your chin on the way up. But like even then it's like I do them all very like a very steep incline, like 75 to 80 degrees, because it just feels better. And if you do your shoulder presses with like a narrow grip, you activate a lot of upper chest as well, because your arm is close to your side. And like I said, the clavicular head activates when your like arm is near your body, and um your front delt has high activation. That's also a reason why I like to do them high incline, because you can never have too big of an upper chest. And although it doesn't directly could contribute to bench strength, just training your upper chest, if I can get it as a byproduct of just pressing, then that's good enough for me, where I don't have to really ever directly work it. Aside from the cable flies, the incline cable flies, but I kind of just like doing a chest fly variation on each day, because I feel like for me, getting across sets when I'm going heavy more than two or three on one exercise kind of hurts. And like I said, I'm not lifting very optimally right now for increasing my main lifts, and I know that. But I just like ego lifting. It's kind of fun, especially on tertiary exercises, like all this bodybuilding stuff. Um, but that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscribe. And if you disliked it, leave a dislike. But I will see you tomorrow for leg day.